Hello everyone, this is Phantom here, and today I have yet another Avengers X-rated story, but this one is a tad bit different. This one is a little bit more of a Christmas-themed one, but it also deals with an anxiety attack story. As I'm sure you've read from the title, this is called Stress and Mistletoe, and it is a Tony Stark X-rated story. So I decided, why not go ahead and just play around with the idea of mistletoe, as many people have done for Tony Stark, but add my own little clever twist on it, but with panic attacks. So, enough chitter-chatter, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with your point of view. I walked down the halls of the tower, enjoying the Christmas decorations I had just finished putting up. I was on my way to the lab when whenever I passed by a fallen ornament. It was a mistletoe. I stashed it in my pocket, as my gut told me it was going to come in handy at some point. When I got to the lab, I was stopped by Jarvis on the overhead. "Excuse me, Miss Last Name, but Mr. Stark has requested to be alone. He is suffering from a severe anxiety attack." To stop you dead in your tracks. Never have you seen Stark in the middle of a panic attack. You have dealt with these before, but you had never seen Tony have one. You have been told, though, that he is very difficult to calm down once it starts. Panic began to slowly settle in, and you knew you had to act fast. You told Jarvis your plan, and he agreed it seemed smart enough to work. He allowed you in, and you saw Tony on the floor. He was crying and breathing rapidly. You took a deep breath, and slowly approached Tony. "Hey, sweetheart." He didn't even bother to look up, but he saw him tense up a bit. "Jarvis told me you're not feeling so great." No response. You took a knee in front of him and asked softly, "Do you want me to hug you?" He nodded through his tears, and you slowly placed your arms around his back and embraced him. When you hugged him, Tony just began to let it all out. He cried and cried. All the while he sat there rubbing circles on his back. He then moved one of your hands to the top of his head and began massaging and scratching. He slowly began to calm down, and that's when you decided it would be the perfect time to execute your plan. He very slowly pulled away as he slumped back, only for him to hit his head on the table behind him. He let out a small giggle. He dug into your pockets and pulled out the mistletoe, but he couldn't seem to find it. "Tony, did you—" He suddenly locked lips with you, and you were beyond surprised. You closed your eyes, but not before picking up to see the one and only mistletoe. He smiled and circled your arms around his neck. He chuckled into the kiss and broke the kiss to throw the mistletoe to the other side of the room before diving right back in. "Hey, Tony, have you seen my notes for—" Briss is cut off short by seeing you and Tony locking lips and making out like lovesick teenagers. "Tony, what are you doing with my sister?" The end. I actually had a lot of trouble deciding between doing a Tony Stark X-rated story for Christmas or a Loki story for Christmas first. I have two other Christmas stories I have a Thor X Christmas reader that is already done, and I just have to record it after this one. And I also have an Avengers X-rated Christmas story that is coming out. Although I'm not sure if I might post that on Christmas Day or not. I might consider it. But if not, then you'll just will be ready for some major Christmas stories. And I know that people say like, "Oh, every time you make a good Christmas story in November, an elf dies and whatnot," but I don't care, okay? Because I love Christmas so much, and I just really want an excuse to write Christmas stories, because I didn't do that at all last year. So I want to make up for lost time. And also, by the way, I'm not gonna lie, I actually chose Tony first for a Christmas story, because I asked my mom who would be a good choice between Tony Stark and Loki, and she said Tony Stark because of RDJ, and it was really funny. So, it was a lot of fun, and next up, I will be doing the Thor X-rated, so I hope you all are ready for that, and as always, this is Ben Ritter, and I'll be seeing you all very soon. Bye-bye!